Perhaps as you're hearing these words, or maybe just feeling the echo, somewhere deeper than the place you've been listening from before, you begin to wonder, what if everything you've ever been told to seek out there has only ever been pointing you back to in here? Because there was a moment, long before your name was remembered, when you knew, not in words, not in thought, but in presence. And as the memory begins to stir, like a seed breaking its shell, you don't even have to try, because the trying was always the trick. What if the kingdom is not a place to go, but a thing you become, by remembering what you forgot, before the forgetting began? Now consider this. Imagine a mirror, not made of glass, but still reflecting. What you see, it's not what others see in you, but what you never dared to look at until now. You spent years polishing a mask, while the mirror behind it waited, and here's the secret. There was never a mask, just fog, and fog is nothing more than water waiting to become clear. And as that clarity spreads like warmth to the bones of your belief, you might notice you're not learning something new, you're remembering something ancient. You see, those who told you it's in the sky were mistaken, and those who claimed it's in the sea were swimming in dreams. Because the ones who know whisper instead, it's in you, and it's all around you, and it's always been. Isn't it strange how the ones who seek deeply always end up troubled? But that's just the earth shifting, as the roots of the old illusion breaks. Yes, be troubled, because being troubled means the cocoon is cracking, and astonishment waits on the other side. And who rules over all but the one who ceased being ruled by the false self? A bird in the sky doesn't ask for permission to fly. A flame doesn't negotiate whether to shine. A stone split open reveals presence, not absence. And you, yes you, you're no less divine. Split the wood, you're there. Lift the stone, you're there. Speak the truth, you vanish. And what's left is more you than ever before. Now imagine this. A child was hidden inside a cave, not out of fear, but in anticipation, waiting not to be rescued, but to remember the exit was never locked. And every step you take inward, the world outside rearranges. Because you're not reacting anymore, you're generating. You're not waiting for the kingdom, you are the kingdom, unfolding from the inside out. You might be asking, but what do I do? The answer is a spiral, not a straight line. Seek, yes. When you find, don't stop. Because what you find might disturb you. And that's how you know you're alive. You see, clarity isn't always comforting. It disrupts, it dismantles, and then it delivers. It brings astonishment like a storm. That waters the gardens you didn't know you planted, when you were just trying to survive. Let's go deeper still. When you make the two into one, what does that mean? It means the part of you that judged the light and the part that feared the dark was never two parts to begin with. It means when you no longer need to choose between being strong or soft, certain or curious, male or female, shadow or sun. When the war within becomes a dance, you enter the kingdom. Because duality was never truth, it was a teacher. And the moment you graduate, you stop picking sides and start being whole. You already have the tools, all of them. Every metaphor you need was planted inside you at birth. A seed that knows how to crack itself open without a single instruction. A mirror that never shatters, even if you try to forget it's there. A flame that doesn't care if it's noticed, it just burns. A silence that speaks louder than noise, and a question that answers itself. Only when you're no longer demanding answers. Before you came into being, who were you? That's not a riddle, it's an invitation to step out of the script you were given and write the wordless story that was always yours. And maybe, as these words fade into spaces, and the space has become the message. You begin to feel something. Not the old self trying to hold on, but the real self expanding. Because belief is not something you choose. Belief is something you remember. And remembering happens not in the mind, but in the marrow. And so this becomes your new operating system, not by decision, but by alignment. It's a system built on paradox, run by presence, governed by truth that feels like stillness, even when the world around is loud. This is how change becomes permanent, not by force, but by recognition. Because when you stop asking where the kingdom is, and start seeing where it always was, you realize you were never lost. You're only playing the game of remembering how to find what you never left. And now you're not just found, you're the finder, you're the found, and you're the finding itself.